Podcast hosting provided by Transistor. If you want to host your own show, head over to transistor.fm and start a 14-day free trial.
Hello and welcome to the Regen Racing Podcast. I'm your host, Dino.
And I'm Nath.
How you doing again, Nath?
Oh, I'm doing very well. It's been a while since I've talked with you, Dean.
Yeah, it has been. I had to do the last one by myself, which was a bit different. I'm not really used to talking to myself. Yep. Yeah, so I'm
I thought I'd just leave you there to talk to yourself.
Wow, that's rude, but okay. Well, moving swiftly along from that, I'm going to leave that in. Media of the week. What do we got this week?
Well, for me, this is more than just media of the week. This has been media of the last month, at least. I think we've probably said it before, but the latest season of Taskmaster has just wrapped up last week, and it's been a crack. I've been really enjoying that. So yeah, that's been my media of the weeks.
It's brilliant, isn't it? I think
it's so good.
I think James Acaster is probably my favourite from this season.
I did really enjoy Rod Gilbert. I enjoy his humour, but I also was I found Phil Wang quite funny, very deadpan, and took a while to get him, but yeah, enjoyed him.
Yeah,
he developed well during the show.
I felt like he had a few of the same sort of jokes, but yeah. Oh well.
I enjoyed his repeating bargaining joke.
Yeah, I appreciate that as well.
Yeah,
very good.
What about yourself, Dean?
Another Formula One podcast. I'm a big fan of Formula One, and so Hit the Apex podcast. They're Aussies, so another Aussie one. It seems like most of the Formula One podcasts that I listen to are Aussie, but yep, so another one.
Nice.
They well, I found them on YouTube, and then I just got in contact with them because I was like, are you guys going to be a podcast to save me just, getting on YouTube and listening all the time? Yeah. So shout out to those guys. They're really cool. So
nice.
Yep. Twitter.com/hittheapexmedia. Give them a listen.
Nice. So since the last podcast, still a wee bit of Formula E news coming out ahead of Season 5.
Yeah, I think I covered a bit of this last episode, but it'll be interesting to see what you think of it all. First up, we've got Alexander Albon and Nissan. So Toro Rosso wants Alexander Albon. And
probably the most difficult team name to say, isn't it? Toro
Rosso, yeah. And Oliver Rowland was doing the testing, so I hope, well, it's looking very likely that Albon will be going to Toro Rosso in Formula One, and that's part of the reason why Nissan only had one car in testing. So if there is that, hopefully they swap Brendan Hartley and he comes to Formula E, and then we'll have two Kiwis.
That'd be good.
Wouldn't that be a story?
That would be. Yeah. Would have to work out who we're going to support.
Oh, I mean, we've got down the track. We've got Tom Dillman. We've got Felipe Massa. We've got Stoffel Van Dorn. It's going to be tough. Obviously, they're not Kiwis, but they can be an honorary Kiwi if they want.
Nice. And you've been playing a few games as well, Dean.
Well, I just saw this on Twitter, and I was like, oh, Daniel App's looking real futuristic. Oh, he's in a game. Yeah. And Autosport, actually, I was listening to that today, and they picked up on it as well. So I decided to give it a go. The game is called Hyperdrome, and Daniel Apt is your instructor on the game.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think it's on the App Store. It's definitely on Google Play, which is where I downloaded it from. But yeah, you kind of have power-ups as you go around the circuit. It's a top-down sort of view, and you have like portals and
very cool
missiles, and yeah, it's not really realistic. It's more fantasy racing sort of micro machines, or but the cars are on rails, so you can't actually control them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, very cool.
Still a bit interesting, so yeah, I picked that up. It's really cool. Now, Envision Virgin Racing, Sam Bird and Robin Frains. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think Robin Friends is going to be a good support for Sam Bird there. You know, he's got a lot of driving under his belt and competed in a lot of different series and different formats and everything. So yeah.
He does have 2 years in Formula E, and we'll just have a look at his record for a second. He's got the 2015-16 season as 12th. He ends up 12th with 45 points. And then 2016-17 season ends up 13th with 24 points. I mean, pretty rough with Andretti to get points, but it doesn't seem like he's really... it's not good reading, we'll put it that way.
No, it isn't. But if I could put a bit of a positive spin on that,
Yeah.
you know, he's got his best place finish of 3rd in 2015-16.
Yeah.
In his first season racing Formula E, he only raced finished 8 out of the 12 races. He retired in the last 2, retired in race 9 and 10, and then didn't compete in race 11 and 12. So to be racing 8 out of 12 races and finishing 12th, I think that's a fairly respectable performance. Out of the remainder of his races in that first season, the majority were in the top 10.
Yeah, that's true.
In fact, only 1 out of it. So I think that's, looking just at that season alone, that's a very positive season. His 2016-17 season, it's a bit grim.
Yeah, I think he quite likes New York by the look of it. A few top 10 finishes. Hong Kong seems to be decent. Yeah, I think, as you say, he will be a good support. I don't think he'll really challenge Sam Bird for the number 1 driver spot, but I could be wrong, and I'm interested to see if he can. Yeah,
I think certainly someone at Envision Racing have certainly seen the potential in him. Because that second car spot with Sam Bird, that's a very coveted position there. You're coming into a good team. They're coming into Audi this season, so they've got a good platform to start from, and they've had really solid performances over the last few years. So, it's certainly one of the top performing teams. So,
yeah, that's true. And what do you think of the car, the livery?
Oh, that purple and red.
Yeah, the matte finish.
That is the matte purple. Yeah, I do like that matte finish.
Yeah, I think it's quite cool.
I think as we've been talking about liveries quite a bit over the last few episodes, and I think the bottom of it really is these new cars are looking so good.
They are. Everyone's up their livery game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's cool, but I'm not sold on it 100%.
I like the so this might be getting a little too detailed for an audio podcast, but essentially the car is mostly on the top purple, but then has this very defined red strip all the way along the bottom, just very thin, only a few, maybe 2 inches, all the way around the bottom and over the front spoiler and everything as well. So it kind of creates a really a slick, sharp look to it.
Yeah, nice. It's I'm not putting it in my top couple, but yeah, certainly decent. Now, Maximilian Gunther finally been revealed at Dragon Racing. We know that you're excited about this one, Nath.
Oh, look, I am excited about this. Just for the name alone, purely that reason. I enjoy his name. I enjoy all the strange names. Yeah, and excited to see him compete.
Well, he is a decent racer too, so there is that. Yeah. So, and his teammate Jose Maria Lopez. I really think that Gunther's going to beat Lopez this season. I think as a rookie, he'll come in, beat Lopez, boom, done.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah. I think, I'm not sure if there's any science behind it, but I certainly get the feeling rookies always seem to outperform what they're expected to do.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that youthful kind of attitude coming in, or other people haven't quite figured them out yet. But I think that combined with his past record, I think he'll do well.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a bit off the pace in Formula 2, but I think, generally decent driver. So, yeah, I think he'll beat Lopez. Moving along, the Swiss capital of Bern will host the 11th round of the Formula E season. So I covered this last time. So Zurich had to be removed after a clash with an event called Zunfascht or Zurifascht. Probably butchered it, and it happens once every 3 years. So good to see that Switzerland's retained an E-Prix. Wayme will be happy.
Yeah.
And Mortara.
Looking at the schedule for that, it's between Germany and New York, so it really could have gone anywhere. So good on Switzerland for holding on to that.
Yeah, for sure. Neo, Tom Dillman, alongside Ollie Turvey. Yes, I love this lineup.
I love this lineup too, and I love this livery.
Yep, this is my background at the moment. I love it. I think probably we'll get on to best to boring later on, but this is definitely up there for me. This is something a little bit different, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's kind of a teal blue with white. It's kind of like a frost white on the front, moving and slowly melting together. It's in the middle. It's very, very cool.
It almost comes to it's almost a mint green.
A mint green. It could be my monitor, but minty.
Depending what light. Yeah.
Yeah. So will these guys be in the top 5?
Dillman and Turvey.
Yep.
I think outside contender. But expecting them to do well.
Yeah, I am too. I mean, they're both awesome. Yeah, I actually can't wait. This team, I can't wait to see how they get on.
Yeah.
Audi, cool livery.
It's busier than a lot we've seen.
It's very busy. There's a lot going on.
There is a lot going on. It's keeping with the Audi liveries from previous years, where there's a lot of kind of white, red, and green.
Yeah.
I think it's out of all of these liveries, it's probably the most classically kind of race car.
Yep.
Of Yonder. They're very busy. There's lots of sponsors everywhere. There's lots of stuff going on. Whereas a lot of these other cars, it's particularly the Neo we've just talked about, is just so cutting edge and smooth and futuristic. So livery wise, not really a fan of Audi.
Oh wow! I thought it was going to go the other way completely. Yeah, it did.
No, I like it. I like it clean, like it smooth.
Yeah. Okay. Well, comparing it obviously to HWA with very subtle HWA in gloss and everything else is matte, or is it the other way around? Is it matte and everything's gloss? I can't really tell the difference. But HWA Race Lab is their new name. So Gary Paffett and Stoffel van Dorn. So Gary Paffett was the champion of DTM this season. I think he's going to be a good addition. And Stoffel van Dorn, Formula 1 pedigree from McLaren. He's unfortunately being dropped at the end of the season, but obviously... But yeah, good to see him coming into Formula E and putting on a fresh set of eyes, and I'm interested to see what he can do. He's a quick racer on his day.
Yeah. And so Gary Paffett, sounds like it should have a French spin on it almost. Gary Paffett. Parfait spoon. Yeah. So he's been test driver for Williams in the past and also McLaren. But has he done any Formula E or kind of Formula One racing in the past?
No.
Okay. So more in the touring car side of things.
Yeah, interesting. Well, I'd like to see how he gets on with the single seaters.
Really nice to have a we've got a lot of fresh drivers coming in this season as well, so it'd be it's one thing that's going to be really interesting to look out for.
Yeah, for sure. So Mahindra, they've signed Jerome D'Ambrosio and Pascal Wehrlein. This is another lineup. I just think it's just incredible, and I'm putting them in the top 5.
Mate,
yeah,
there's a lot of people in your top 5.
Yeah, I know. There's like 10 teams in the top 5, but yeah. No, I think Neo and these guys, Mahindra, they'll definitely be there. Yeah, for sure.
So Pascal Wehrlein, give me a rundown on him.
So Pascal Wehrlein, he was a ex Marussia and Sauber Formula One driver, and he was against Marcus Ericsson, and I think he performed pretty well. Unfortunately, got dropped. He is a Mercedes young driver. The thing with him, I guess, is that Mercedes didn't want to let him go, but obviously they had to for this, so he's no longer. He's a DTM champion as well, so I think he's won it and quite a few races in DTM, so very experienced for a young fellow. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Yeah, certainly sounds like a quick young driver, so it'd be another excellent addition for Formula E.
Yeah, and the car, the red as opposed to orange.
Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan.
Oh no, I like I like the blue.
Yeah. Like once again, we'd like what I said before. It's very much a classic kind of racing car livery rather than a something super kind of futuristic and cool.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it does look like a classic race car. Sponsors everywhere. Yeah. You got your red and blue. The tyres are pretty cool. They've got like a different sort of green and red going on the top and bottom, so they look real cool when they go around. But yeah, I think the Neo still my favourite. Right, so we'll do a guess the driver quiz next time because don't have anything prepared, so we'll just put that out there.
Yep.
I'll just reiterate this again that we're doing a prediction league for season 5 of Formula E. So have a look at our social media for details on that one. Maybe there might be a cheeky prize. We'll have to see at the end of the season, but I'm really looking forward to just getting in and seeing how I go with predictions. I've been pretty decent with Formula One this season, so I'll see if that can translate over.
Yeah. So, how's filming in a few more details? How's the prediction league going to work, Dean?
Right. So, Super Pole, you'll get 1 point for each you get correct, and if you get all 5, you get an extra 5 points, and they don't have to be in the correct order. Also for the podium, you get 2 points for each correct, and an extra 5 points for all of them. And again, it doesn't have to be the correct order. Also, we're going to do the first retirement, so the first retirement of the race.
Ooh, I like it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to get this correct. I usually, I'm terrible with who's going out first. I mean, you would have never picked last season that the Audis would have been having battery troubles and falling out, but yeah, it's a hard one to pick this, so I thought, something a bit different.
Nice. And so 3 points for the first retirement?
3 points for the first retirement, yep. So
nice.
We'll add them up at the end of the season. If you're interested, you can send the picks through to Twitter, Facebook, or just through our hello@regenracingpodcast.com. This is some news from this week, a bit of an overlooked rule change. Can you tell us about this one, Nath?
Right, so the FIA has introduced a new rule for Gen 2 cars this season. So each car must have a battery state of charge, or SOC, greater or equal to 97% when the car is positioned on the dummy grid. So it's aimed to stop a car with a slightly lower state of charge being run, because that would mean it would be able to regenerate energy earlier than other cars. Right. Got any thoughts on that or more details you're able to provide, Dean?
Yeah, it's obviously something that needed to happen. There's 52 kilowatts that is allowable or available when starting from less than 100%. So it's good for engineers and drivers, but less fun for the fans, because we want to see cars going flat out, getting the regen fast, and just less management. But obviously the teams will have to have more management, and it's not giving anyone an advantage. So at some races, they'll have about 50 kilowatts or less usable energy. It was possible to have more than that, if you could regen earlier.
Yeah,
because you would just be gaining more back. So it's fair. All right, Nath. So something a little bit different this episode. Best to boring, and I'm going to ask for people to send in their best to boring, no matter what it is. If it's the best livery, the most boring livery, the best team, the most boring team. That's obviously the lineups. Best driver, best new driver, or boring new driver. I mean, it's pretty rough to have, I really don't want to see Gary Paffett, etc. Which, no, we love Gary Paffett. We want to see him. So maybe we won't do that one, but best livery. Thoughts?
So my best livery.
Yep.
I am going to. I'm going to go with Neo.
Yep.
With a honourable mention to HWA.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Because
yeah.
the boring livery, that's where I'm going. HWA.
Really?
HWA. Sorry,
Really?
that was just. I mean, it's black. It looks similar to the actual release car for Gen 2.
It's a Batmobile.
I'm not impressed. Maybe once I see it on the TV, I might change my mind. But for now, sorry HWA, you get the most boring livery.
Oh man, I'm trying to find Venturi's because the picture I'm looking at now is not very exciting.
It's the silver and blue one.
It's gonna go. Yeah. See, there's a number of these, but I might actually go. My boring would be Mahindra.
Ooh, that's contentious. Oh, Mahindra. Mahindra gets the most boring livery.
Yeah, it just doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
It might just be, I'm only. To be fair, we're only looking at some very kind of early release images, so a lot of this is very kind of limited angle and what's been released. But, yeah, it just looks a bit boring.
Oh, I'm gonna disagree, but yep, we'll let the listeners decide. So yeah, hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, email through if you think Nath is wrong, if you think I'm wrong. We'll read it out. Maybe, if you take my side. Right, so the best team lineup. Who have we got? Best team lineup. And I'm going to give it to two people here, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
It may not always be the most exciting lineup, but I think results-wise, I'm going to give it to Audi with Lucas de Grassi and Daniel Abt.
Yep. Sure.
Building from a solid platform last year, and they've kept that. So, yeah, I think best lineup.
Cool. I also have to give it to Audi, but I'm going to say Neo and Mahindra as well, just behind, because I think Dillman's a great pickup. D'Ambrosio and Pascal Wehrlein, brilliant pickup as well.
Nice.
Yeah, the most boring team lineup.
Wow, this is a hard one. And I'm tempted to give it to Nissan because we've only got Sebastian Buemi at this stage.
We do.
So, I feel like that's the cop-out answer to call them the most boring because there's only one to choose from. There's only one driver to compare against, and I feel I don't really want to insult anyone really by calling them a boring lineup.
Yeah, neither do I, but I'm going to give it to BMW.
Really?
Yep, sorry. So they're going to hate me, and yeah. That's fine. Alexander Sims and Antonio Felix da Costa. I'm only saying it's boring because da Costa, I mean, they've been awesome in testing. I just think when they actually get to the racing, can those two guys pull off podiums? Can they? I know Antonio Felix da Costa has one. I think he's got a race win actually by some miracle, but yeah, I just don't see them getting in the top half of the table.
Right.
And yeah, I may be surprised, and I'd be happy for them because they've got an awesome livery and an awesome team behind them, but we'll see. Yeah. Sorry BMW.
Yeah. All good.
Best new driver.
Oh.
I mean, we've got the names. We've got Stoffel Van Dorn. We've got Felipe Massa, Maximilian Gunther. We've got Gary Paffett, Alexander Sims. Who are you going for?
To be honest, I'm going to go for Felipe Massa.
Felipe Massa. Why Felipe Massa?
I think from a caliber of driver, I think he is the biggest kind of catch for Formula E.
So far, I think so, yeah.
so far out of the new drivers this season. There's some fantastic drivers coming in and people who have done great things, but to be able to have attracted Felipe Massa into Formula E, I think that's huge.
Yeah, okay. I am going to go for Stoffel Van Dorn and Pascal Wehrlein. So I think those two.
Oh.
Those two. I love Pascal, gotta say. I followed him, well, a few years ago. I followed him and I followed Jean-Eric Verne at Toro Rosso.
Yep.
And ever since I followed Jev, I just haven't been following him since he's been in Formula E.
Yeah.
I don't know why I've done that, but I used to be like, oh yeah, Jean-Eric Verne. I love my Jean-Eric Verne. Got to get me that Jev. But yeah, so exciting. Those two will be exciting. And Felipe Massa, I mean, he was so close to winning a Formula One World Championship. He was so close. Do you think that there's been rumours of Fernando Alonso? Do you think he'll join in the next season or two?
Look, after Felipe Massa joining, I think anything's possible.
Yeah, you think it's kind of...
Well, maybe not anything, but...
yeah, Lewis Hamilton, yeah, confirmed.
Yeah.
So, do you think he was kind of like, okay, we've got Massa, and then the floodgates will open because they can see the caliber of driver and the competition itself just, in the cars, just everything coming together?
I think having Felipe Massa there kind of, I don't want to use the word legitimizes it.
Well, it's already a legitimate series, but yeah, it shows intention.
Yeah. It shows that it is a legitimate series once again. To be able to have attracted those really top tier drivers who have competed in Formula One for years and years and years, that this is actually an option and not a step down to work your way back down through the series to retirement, but as a career move.
Yeah, for sure. There's a couple of young drivers going from Formula 2. Well, hopefully Albon stays, but a couple of young drivers from Formula 2 deciding to take this route instead of Formula 1. So,
yeah.
Perfect. And we will end it there. I enjoyed that.
So did I.
Yeah. So, thank you all for listening. We appreciate every single one of you. And if you could do one thing for us, would you please share the show with another Formula E fan? If they're not a Formula E fan, share the show and they will be a Formula E fan.
Well, that's a big undertaking.
Yeah, maybe not.
Big responsibility on our shoulders.
Just put it on in the background one day, and they'll see the futuristic Batmobiles and go, "What's that?" And then you can tell them all about Formula E, about the electric cars, and yeah, hopefully they'll be a convert.
Excellent. We love talking with the community. So if you got any questions, feedback, or just want to say hi, drop us a line at hello@regenracingpodcast.com. We can also be found on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our home website of regenracingpodcast.com. I know it's annoying to rate and review podcasts, but if you do have a moment, please leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Podchaser for us. We'd really appreciate it.
So this podcast is powered by Transistor.fm. They are our hosting company, so if you're starting a podcast, thinking about it, give them a look. We have an affiliate link in the show notes that will help us out and also help us to get our hosting at a cheaper rate. So we also have Blue Bottle Coffee. If you love coffee, click the link. We can get you some money off.
Love our Blue Bottle Coffee.
And once again, just like to thank Danelle Armour for the awesome intro music. He's doing a lot at the moment. He's doing some touring, and he's got a new song out, so go and take a listen. Alrighty. Thank you, Nath. It has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
See ya.